It's Madden NFL 22 on EA Sports, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Rams and the Jags coming up next.
We are 15 miles due west of the Atlantic, nestled in downtown Jacksonville at TIAA Bank Field. This crowd excited to see their Jaguars as both teams emerged from their tunnels a moment ago. We are just about ready for football as the Jags get set to match up with the Los Angeles Rams. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Garden, and CD, you look at our quarterback matchup in this ball game, that's where the focus naturally gravitates, and I think we have a fairly interesting one here.
We do indeed, and something I'm going to be watching for. Who can get off to a fast start? If you can go out, get points on the first drive, preferably a touchdown, you can really set the tone for the game. And I think that both of these quarterbacks are more than capable of doing just that.
Two men ready to do battle. It's time to dance. And off we go from Jacksonville. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. And they'll be led out by the guy under center, Charles, their quarterback.
What I enjoyed this week is that you asked to talk to his offensive center before the game and find out a little bit more about him and what the relationship is. And that was a pretty positive story, wasn't it?
Yeah, and really what I took away from that is just how it has permeated throughout the entire offensive line, the relationship they've had. It's really a group that's in sync.
They care about him. That's the thing. They really care. And when you care that much, you're going to play that much harder for him and give him a better chance to lead the team to wins.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Love the idea, love the concept, but you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make a play.
No play, no game.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. He'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
You know, on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense. I think in the future, if you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
Here comes the Rams punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be let out by the man running the show, Charles, their quarterback.
It's pretty much become the norm when we see guys come out before a game and go through the route tree with their receivers. I thought it was exciting for us to see the exact same thing happen in practice.
He's so meticulous, isn't he?
He really is, and that tells me it's not just a one-time-a-week thing. They work on it all the time, trying to hone that fine edge. They want to see if they can get in sync and stay in sync in this one.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. So, CD, his very first pass of the afternoon intercepted.
And I know that's a major surprise for any quarterback because, look, let's face it, no one thinks about throwing interceptions. But think about all the warm-up that we saw, right? Every pass he threw wasn't a single interception because, oh, that's right, there were no defenders out there. A little bit different when there's live guys out there chasing the football.
So the Rams coming back onto the field, their second drive of the game. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backs out of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody covered. Oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. They'll try to run for it here with Dickerson. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
2nd and 1. And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. A great effort there. There to make the grab. And the Rams are going to take a first-quarter lead. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taken in at the 3. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. And he'll need to find a way to shrug off the opening drive, if you can even call it a drive. One play and an interception, so he's got to forget that.
I know that in today's football, we have a good number of coaches who don't look at time of possession the way that the old school guys did. But there's still a place for it. And I think that on this drive, after having thrown that interception, they're going to want to eat up a little bit more clock and run some offense and give their defense a little bit of a break.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Second and 6. On the counter, it's Taylor. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Smith. And he will have a Jaguars first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1. Okay, so now the question, how did he get that wide open?
Well, we both know that he shouldn't, because from the time they handed out scouting reports before this game, he was circled, starred, everything. Find him, cover him. But sometimes you can scheme a guy open. You put the receivers in a bunch. Maybe you move some motion. Maybe you put them on the backside of a formation, and all of a sudden you've got a better matchup. Every now and then, the offensive guys, they figure a way to get him open, even with everyone keeping eyes on him.
And that's certainly a guy they want to keep trying to scheme open. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll bring up a second down. They'll set up to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains, that means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 43.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43. Now a handoff. Taylor with it. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Well, that is a running back who is not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the C's opened up for him.
And with a guy his size, you have to know defensively that arm tackles aren't going to fly with him. You have to be able to wrap up, or else he can just brush tacklers aside like they're not even there.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact. They'll look to throw here on first down. He's got Lewis. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
2nd and 6. Going for it all. And that will fall incomplete. Oh, they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Jacksonville, and it's the Jags with the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Back to throw. And this will be swung out wide for Taylor. Yeah, that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Now a field goal try coming up here for the Jags. On the left hash mark, this a 38-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the margin shrinks there as they get the field goal to draw them a bit closer here in this second quarter.
Yeah, nice snap, nice hole. They just want to keep this game close, so give them credit for finishing that one off with 3.
Scobie now, kick it away after the made field goal. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. We're in the second quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive maybe. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. They'll drop to throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll be out right at the 35. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They will get 4 yards here on the 1st down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
Looking to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
hands it off out of the gun. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he stopped immediately there. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the two teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A big play that time on the catch and run. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
Yeah, and that's a run born out of ferociousness. He took on that initial contact and in his mind just screamed, "Out of my way," and kept right on going and wound up turning it into a big play.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Taylor. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now back to throw.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off around the 37. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. We don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, Davis.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 46. Now a handoff working right, and he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And we often talk about defensive ends setting the edge, sometimes even the outside linebackers, but how about here? This is a cornerback essentially setting the edge and finishing off that play for a loss.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Off the draw, it's Dickerson. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And oh no, it's incomplete. Well, it's a touchdown if he holds on, but somehow took his eyes off of it, falls to the ground, and brings up 4th down. Here comes the Rams punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Jacksonville set to go again offensively. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say that great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite of that level and not of that age. But I remember
I was going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive.
I know you're trying not to score there, Rush, but you only got 3 points. You're kind of hoping that type of play there gives you some positive momentum going into the half.
Yeah, need to do something to get more than that 3 number that they have on the scoreboard right now. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. They're going to look to throw. He's got Smith here. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Lewis. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Back to throw again. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Took nearly the entire first half, but a first red zone opportunity for him here. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. Again, he'll drop to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great play there. There to make the grab. And the Jaguars are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half.
After nearly 30 minutes of football, that touchdown puts us in a position where if they make the extra point, we're right back to even before we start the second half.
And I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
After review of the play, ruling on the field standing.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point attempt to follow here. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. 5 plays there on that drive, and it results in a touchdown for Jacksonville. Now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. Taking it about the 1. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Now the Rams going to take over late in this first half. And we'll see what they want to do. 45 seconds is all that remains until the break. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Open man here is Prohl. Takes this up just short of the 30, but he was able to avoid that earlier tackle. Nice move. 7 yards, the pickup there.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. So we have reached halftime here and a good one. 10-10 is our score. As we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
First, though, a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Rams. And there's not much to speak of in terms of passing efficiency. But in a tie game, they know a few tweaks could make a big difference going forward. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, they had a little more success than their counterparts did in the passing game, as evidenced by the numbers there.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a